Hey, it's Pat.
And Holly.
On the Ideal Business Show, or the Holly and Pat Show as it may seem
I love
today.
that title.
I'm sure you do, but we're not going with it. So we've got another episode, some questions, some answers, and who knows, there may be some impromptu questions for you as well. So let's get to it.
All right, I'm embracing that. Starting off with, should I hire an administrative assistant?
Well, that's a pretty vague question. Let's see. So I would tell you, in the whole scheme of things, if I were hiring, that's probably who I would hire first. Simply because you're probably going to be able to find.
We're not firing yet.
If they're not good. You're probably going to be able to find people with administrative skills and administrative experience more easily and more consistently than you're going to find the people who are going to deliver training at the level that you're accustomed to delivering it at. The second piece of that is also that most, not all, but most fitness business owners are not necessarily in this industry and not business owners because they love the administrative side of what they do. So this allows you to hand off some of that, which you could probably get done at a relatively high level, less expensively than you can go bill out your own services as an actual coach, and it allows you to spend your time on those more high ROI activities, whether it be coaching, selling, marketing. So if you have the cash flow to at least consider hiring somebody, that's probably who I would hire first.
Great. All right. What is the best way to start building systems?
I don't know. You tell me.
That's a funny one.
So that's not going to be the one you're going to answer, huh? Okay. Best way to start building systems. So the easiest way that I know is to just pull out a sheet of paper and document the 15 to 20 most common tasks or procedures that happen in your business, whether it's delivering a training session, answering the phone, entering somebody into your client management software, setting up for a training session. Just pick out the 15 or 20 and then have somebody follow you around with a smartphone if it's an offline task, or use a very simple screen capture software if it's an online task, and document it. Document what you're doing. Now, ultimately, you may want to refine it beyond that. You may want to come back and continue to evolve that, but systems should be fluid. They should be things that you're always looking to improve. If you can find a more effective way to do something, a more efficient way to deliver the same result, we want to keep doing that, but we need a starting point. And, having done operations manuals for franchises and having been around that side of it, like, nobody wants to read your 400-page operations manual, right? But they'll watch videos. I mean, people learn by video more than any other medium at this point. So just document what you're doing. Have somebody follow you around with a smartphone. Turn on Jing or some other screen capture software if it's entering something in client management system. Document this, upload it to a protected website, make YouTube videos private, anything like that. And now we've got kind of our playbook to run the business. You can always add to it, but once you've got 20 kind of under your belt, doing one or two more a week, if there are more that you still need to do, becomes very simple. It's something you're very comfortable with. You have a lot of practice. And if you want to go back and improve on the ones you have, now you kind of know where to start. Okay, here's the foundation. How do we make it better? So if you want systems, that's easily the simplest way to do it, but I would tell you that most people get paralyzed by it. They're fearful of it, and so they don't ever start.
It's really tedious to do up front, but then it saves so much time, and it helped me realize how much I can delegate and not take care of myself.
That's a
So
whole
totally-
other...
That's another topic.
Yeah, a whole other topic altogether.
Oh, let's see. Should I hire a day-to-day operations person?
Man, this is a lot of operations, admin stuff. So, assuming, and this is probably not an assumption for a lot of business owners, but assuming you had the cash flow to do that, what would being great at that job look like would be the first question I would ask. Because typically what happens when we're hiring something like that, beyond, like, we're not talking about an administrative assistant, right? We're talking about operations. What is this operations person actually going to do? Is this just a kind of a different title for somebody who's going to serve as a general manager? Is this just an administrative assistant with other duties as assigned? So what is this person going to do? What is being great at their job going to look like? And then if we're clear on that, are we going to be able to actively train them to be great at that job? Are we going to be able to set them up to succeed at being successful in the role we're asking of them? And then the follow-up question to that, if they're really good at this job, just short of great, right? Like they're really good in this job, is the money you're going to spend on them going to be something that you can recoup by the amount of time that you freed up of your own, by the efficiency or effectiveness that they're going to bring to the business, by the ability for you to scale through them playing their role? Because a lot of times when we want to hand off things like administrative responsibilities or operations, it's usually because, hey, we've got enough money, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to just run away from it, so I'm going to throw some money at it and hope it goes away. And that's just like throwing money in a pit and burning it. So my suggestion is kind of go through that process that I just talked about. If the answers are yes to all these things, if you know you can set them up to succeed, you know what being great looks like, and you know that, or at least you're very confident that them playing this role will allow you to still make as much money as you're making now, if not more, will allow the business to run more efficiently and effectively, and free you up to play your best role in the business, then sure.
Great answer.
Nope, you're not asking me anymore yet. We're going to switch gears and ask Holly some questions. All right, so Holly. It was just your birthday recently.
Yes, it was.
You turned older. 47.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, there you go. 47. What would be the thing you are... Well, the thing that has changed most, or the thing you're better at now at 47, the most, like, than you were at 37?
Oh, planning my day.
Planning your day. Well, talk more about that. How is that the most important, or been the most impactful?
It's been the most important because I have so much more calm, less stress. I am able to focus on what matters most. I am more productive. I'm moving forward. I feel in control of my life compared to 10 years ago.
You got a lot of good hand gestures with you.
Where 10 years ago, it was like spiraling, chaotic, just spaz. I was all over the place. And it feels really good to be here right now. I just feel very content because of that.
So, I mean, those are wonderful benefits, great, certainly some great perks to you, and, it's kind of carried out throughout our house. It's, for the most part, made our life a lot easier. So give us a couple tips on planning your day if you want to do it successfully. Not like your whole presentation on it, but I know you've taught a lot of our people in, some of our coaching programs about this. So share a couple tips.
The very number one, the top tip, is that you have to get honest about where your time is going, and I call this clear the clutter, because you can't take your time back if you don't take ownership of how you are wasting it away. And one of the number one sources of wasted time is time on a screen, specifically social media. And so when I teach this, I have everybody pull out their iPhones, not Androids, because I don't know what to tell you with that. And then there is a screen time feature in the settings. And you can take an honest inventory of not only how much time you spend on your phone, but exactly what apps you spend your time in, and how many times you pick your phone up during the day. So by just nailing that one and getting that out of the way, it frees up so much of your time. You are not as distracted, because one of the number one reasons why people are overwhelmed is because they lack focus. And the reason we lack focus is because we're constantly being distracted. When if you could just dial things in, focus on what matters most, knock it out, you're able to get more things, you're able to do less better. I don't like the word more. It's not about piling more stuff in. That's what a lot of time management and productivity here, do more. When it's about doing less better, yet you make a lot more, you make more significant forward progress. So that's the first step. And then the second step is that you have to have a written daily planner, and you write in it every day the day before. Being proactive, if you want to get ahead, you have to start ahead. So this is a matter of getting yourself, because I know a lot of people like to use technology to like Google Calendar, and it helps with communication, yet it's a source of distraction. And that can be used as a tool to help remind you, but it shouldn't be holding your daily plan hostage. You should be able to have a written daily planner. And this is where you are, so going into my tips, this is where you bookend your day. And it starts with what time you wake up and what time you go to bed, because then you have a realistic view of how much time is truly available in the day. And then I take you through the process of deciding how to fill in those blanks. Because we have to know where our commitments are, what our priorities are, and then where we do fit in margin and breaks, as well as where we tackle those admin tasks or batch tasks.
Well, that was good. That was very good. So, are you congratulating yourself for that?
Yeah, I love talking about it.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Very nice. Well, all right.
And then this is one of the questions is, how do you build an efficient schedule? Isn't that cool how that all kind of wove together?
Are you sure it's cool, or is?
Yeah, I saved it, and then you asked me that question.
So a more efficient schedule. Well, I think you just kind of touched on that, but I mean, fire away. This is something that I think.
What do you mean by efficient? Well, how have you been inefficient, right? So get to the bottom of that. If it is, I have so much to do. I'm always busy, but I have very little to show for it. And it's typically because people do this. They try to live off of a to-do list. That's a big no-no. That's a great recipe for feeling more busy and more overwhelmed. So transferring this into one spot and being able to pull out the most significant things each day and prioritizing them. And then also, so prioritizing your to-do list, but you don't do that first. First you have to decide where your time is going, where it's being wasted away. Then you have to look at clearly how much time you truly have available in the day. And then it's kind of like process of elimination. So once you know how much time is available in your day, where's your morning routine? What are your daily responsibilities as parents, right? If you're a parent. And then what are your top commitments if you have standing appointments, things you've already said yes to, your client workload. And then where are your priorities? The things that you are working on that are moving you forward, those get scheduled. Then at the end comes your to-do list, your task and to-do list. But people do it backwards. They start here. And no wonder you're inefficient.
What's fun is we'll use this as a podcast, and you keep using like visual aids and saying they'll start here and holding up an index card.
Oh my
So yes. So no, that's good. I think that efficiency. I don't know that efficiency is the goal. I think you need to get clear about what the goal is. Efficiency is just kind of a vague kind of filler word. You got to figure out what's important to you. You alluded to priorities, and just identify, are you spending enough of your time on the things that are important? Because if you are not, then you don't deserve to get results. So, all right. Well, do we have more stuff on this theme? I'm not sure if we can handle more.
We do have another question.
Oh, lucky us.
Oh boy, how can I cut through all the crap and stay focused on smaller rocks?
That's an interesting. Smaller, huh?
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn this into a question I like. So, how do I cut through things? I mean, we've just talked about this. I mean, you need to get clear as to where your time is going. You need to understand the commitments you've already made, the obligations you already have. So, I think of that as, okay, these are the responsibilities I have to keep my life where it is. Serve the clients that I have, take care of the family or personal responsibilities that I have. That time is already spoken for. So the remaining time is the opportunity that we have to move from where we are to where we want to be. So we use that time either to just be reactive to other people's wants and needs, or we use that time to move on the things that we prioritize, on our goals. So if you have things that you're identifying as big rocks, small rocks, whatever you'd like to call them, then are you using that available time to move forward on those objectives, or are you just reactively answering whatever comes into your inbox, answering whatever pops up on your cell phone from text messages or messenger messages or whatever else? Are you just leaving your door open and responding to whatever happens to be piled on your plate? My suggestion would be this. If you are willing to allocate an hour at 6 in the morning to a client or a group of clients to help them achieve their priorities, it makes a lot of sense for maybe you to allocate an hour somewhere along the day to help you achieve your priorities. Because if you're not, then you're not going to move forward. You're not going to achieve meaningful things just by accident. You're not going to kind of back your way into them. It's going to take purposeful action done consistently to get there. Anything you'd like to add to that, Queen Planner?
No, I think you did a good job of saying that. I like how you said you have to allocate whatever time is remaining to the things that actually move you forward. Because I think a lot of us do live way too reactively. We think we have to be on call to everyone else, and it's such a time suck because every single time that we get distracted, the studies show it takes 23 minutes to refocus. So you are losing time every time you get distracted. So just to create that container of time and say, this is the only thing I'm going to focus on during this 30, 60-minute period of time, and knock it out, get it done. Then if everything else, the day falls apart, the day is still won because you focused on that number one priority that's moving you forward.
Man, look at you citing some sort of research here on a really informal show. So
that won't happen very often.
Anything else?
No, those are all the questions.
Wow, we made it through another episode. We didn't say anything
inappropriate.
No, nothing too bad. But well, Holly, thanks again for another entertaining episode, and thanks for all your insight on time management, productivity, and curing overwhelm.
You've got it.
Thanks for watching. If you click the first link in either the description or the link in the pinned comment, you can get my latest book, The Ideal Business Formula, for free. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for me. If you have any questions or comments or video requests, leave me a comment below and I'll be quick to respond. And lastly, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm posting videos weekly now, and if you turn your notification bell on, you'll be sure to get them all.